Welcome back to Bloom. With many kids learning remotely this fall, there is no better time to discuss converting your home to a classroom. Joining us to offer tips is parenting lifestyle consultant Clark Nesselrode. Welcome to Bloom, Clark.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to be with you this morning.
Likewise. So how can parents get started?
Well, I think it's about creating a whole new mindset. We're coming out of summer, and I think it's going to be so tempting just to kind of roll into that next Monday and start building as you go. But I think it's important to take a few days, map out a plan, and, kids respond to spaces really viscerally. And if you think back to your own kindergarten classroom, think about those centers they had. That wasn't just about keeping the room organized. It helps kids make transitions, and transitions are so important. So one of the easiest tips, and I live in a very small home here. I'm in the corner of my kid's bedroom right now. Don't tell anybody. But even if your spaces are 3 or 4 feet apart, even a pivot, that's a transition that will help your child. So come up with 3 spaces, and you can customize those for their grade level. So I'm speaking a little bit more to the elementary school kids this morning. First, let's start with something fun, the creativity. So think about a creativity corner that's going to get those creative juices flowing. Creativity is the birth child of imagination. They go hand in hand. The more you work it as a kid, the more you're going to have it throughout your life. And there's different kinds of creativity. And one tip I have for parents is think beyond the toys and products you would typically bring into the home, because there's things your kids love that they usually only get in the classroom, and you kind of need to make up for that delta now. So one thing my kids are just elated to see come into the house here in the weeks before school starting is the classic schoolroom art easel, because this is a place you can send them and let them get messy. Although with the spill-proof paint containers, you're going to be safe. Get that big rolled out roll of butcher paper, so a place they can go and get their creativity down. The company Little Partners at littlepartners.com has a tremendous deluxe learn and play art easel that in one box is going to give you everything you need. But think beyond that kind of creativity. How do we make lunch? Make that a creative process. You're going to have to make lunch for them each day. The company I Play, I Learn makes this fantastic pretend and play kitchen set. And you give that to your elementary school kid, let them pretend making lunch alongside you. That can become part of the educational opportunity.
I love that. This is so great. And you explained that it really is important for the child, especially if they are at home, which we have been for months and months on end, to have these designated learning spaces.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you have a long day ahead of you. There's a lot of hours to fill in these days. And if you're just sitting at one table the whole time, they're just going to think same. We're trying to get different parts of their brain to trigger in different ways. And when we move our bodies, even if it's literally moving 4 feet from this corner of the apartment to the other, that triggers a change. They see different things there. I'm offering you some products that I found that I love. If money's tight, just find things that were in this corner and put them in that corner, because that's going to help you accomplish this as well. The next area I'd really encourage you to think about is STEM, because the science, technology, engineering, math, your kids are used to having these labs and all this technology, which you may not have in the home. And some of the toys you already have around might be just what they need for STEM. One thing I love, E-blocks. It's kind of a take on the classic kids plastic building block, but much more focused on circuitry and electricity. And as they're building in the way that they love, they're going to be making those STEM connections and working toward a higher purpose. And I love these because they're compatible with the sets you probably already have in your home. So you're adding to that collection as you go. The other thing to keep in mind is space. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. You got to keep in mind space, too. When you go into your kid's classroom for back to school night and you're sitting on that low little chair feeling very uncomfortable, take notice. Teachers use walls really well because they can't have a cluttered floor. Think about how you can use your walls. I found a company recently called Orabel. They make a company called product called the VertiPlay Marble Run, and it literally attaches to your walls in a very easy sort of no mess, no damage way. And kids put these marbles in the run, and they can construct these different races and obstacle courses that teach them about gravity and trajectory and motion and all those great STEM things.
I love, these are all such great ideas. And I want to make sure I give folks a place to find all of this stuff. If you want to follow Clark, I know I definitely do, because we're going to be doing a lot of home learning. His website is devoteddaddy.com. All right. Thank you so much, Clark.
It's been great to be with you. Thank you so much.
Likewise. We'll be back with